Good afternoon. Today I'll be discussing John Locke. He was a 17th century English philosopher who transformed how we think about knowledge and education. Locke lived during the Enlightenment and is often called the father of liberalism. While he's famous for his political writings, his educational ideas, especially in Some Thoughts Concerning Education, which was written in 1693, it profoundly influenced how we teach and learn today. Locke believed that the mind is a tabula rasa, or blank slate. He rejected the idea that people are born with innate knowledge. Instead, all learning comes from experience, through the senses and through reflection. This idea shaped the foundation of empiricism, meaning knowledge should come from evidence and experience rather than authority or tradition. Locke also emphasized the importance of early childhood education. He argued that education begins at birth and should focus on developing character as much as intellect. He believed students should be taught through reason and gentle discipline, not fear or punishment. For Locke, the best education encouraged curiosity, self-control, moral virtue. And so in modern terms, we might say Locke advocated for student-centered learning, where experience and environment shape the learner. His approach paved the way for later thinkings like Jean-Jacques Rousseau, John Dewey, and even today's constructivist educators. Locke's educational philosophy influenced both European and American schooling. His belief in rational, experience-based learning helped inspire progressive education and democratic ideals in classrooms. In America, his ideas resonated with early leaders like Thomas Jefferson, who viewed education as a means to cultivate responsible citizens in a democracy. Locke's focus on nurturing reason and character continues to echo in modern concepts like social emotional learning and growth mindset, where we viewed intelligence and morality as developed traits, not fixed ones. So looking at critiques and personal reflection from a scholarly perspective, one major outside critique comes from Paulo Freire and later critical theorists. They argue that Locke's blank slate, quote unquote, concept can oversimplify how culture, power, inequality shape learning. Freire might say that Locke's model doesn't fully address the social forces that influence what we can learn and how we're allowed to learn. My personal critique is that while Locke's ideas about experience-based learning are timeless, they can also overlook emotional and cultural diversity in today's classrooms. Students don't enter as blank slates. They bring unique experiences, traumas, identities that shape how they learn. Locke's philosophy is brilliant for emphasizing observation and reason, but it can feel too rational and not human enough for the modern inclusive classroom. In summary, John Locke revolutionized education by showing that knowledge comes through experience, that children learn best through encouragement, and that education builds both intellect and virtue. So while his ideas need to be adapted for today's diverse learners, his belief in the power of education to shape who we become still inspires teachers everywhere today. Thank you.